Hello, my name is Dr. Ellertson. I'm a pediatrician in your community. I'm glad to be here today to share information about growing up and maturing into a confident, respectful young adult. Today, we will be discussing the changes that take place in your body, the importance of good hygiene, male and female anatomy, and physiology. You might wonder, why do we need to talk about this? Well, that's a very good question. This is important to talk about because it helps you know about the changes that occur in your body before they happen, so that you can be prepared and know what to expect. You will learn how to take care of yourself, to stay healthy, and to make sure you get correct information. No two people are exactly alike, but everybody goes through these changes as they grow up. We all develop through various phases in our lives. As a baby, we grow rapidly in the first few years. Then we develop from a child into a youth, and finally into an adult. The time of life when you begin to change from a child into an adult is called puberty. During puberty, the body grows faster than at any other time in your life, except for when you were a baby. Let's take a look at what this change may look like.
Okay, 7 letters. Here we go. S. Nope. T. Yes, 1 T. Yes. A. Nope, you get a body. E. E. R. Oh man, yes. O. Y. 26 letters. Pick that one. N. Sorry, no N, just the leg. P. Wow, you guys are good. Yes. B. Yes, there's a B. Puberty. Ding, ding, ding. Yes.
Is that really your word, Austin?
Seriously, man. Why'd you pick puberty? Because that's what we're learning about in health class next week. And I know you're all really excited.
That's not funny, man. No, that's not funny at all.
I just hope it's not going to be too embarrassing. Personally, I don't think it's going to be such a big deal.
Yeah, me neither. My brother said he actually learned something, and trust me, he knows everything.
Yes, puberty can seem weird and a little uncomfortable, and you probably have questions you're afraid to ask. In fact, you may have lots of questions since much of this is all new to you. Or maybe you just started thinking about it, like right now. So here's your chance to ask anything. Don't be shy. I'm here to help.
Alright, I have a question. So what exactly is puberty anyway?
Thanks for asking, Austin. Puberty is a series of changes that your body and all your friends' bodies will go through as you grow up. It may seem a bit confusing or even a little embarrassing, but don't worry. It happens to everyone, boys and girls, and it's totally normal. For boys, you get taller, bigger, and stronger during puberty. Your penis and testicles will get bigger too. Even your voice will get deeper. Your skin and your hair may become oily, and you may get pimples. You'll also start to grow hair on your face and in your pubic area. And you may sweat more and develop body odor.
Wow, looks like I've got a lot to look forward to. What causes all these changes?
Actually, something really cool causes all these changes. You see, it all starts here in a tiny little gland located under the front of your brain called the pituitary gland. As boys begin puberty, the pituitary gland sends a signal to your testicles to begin making a hormone called testosterone. The testosterone made by your testicles during puberty travels throughout your entire body and causes all the changes we just discussed. Girls go through this process too, but the hormone in charge of their body changes is called estrogen.
This all seems pretty weird. Does every boy go through puberty? Like, even my dad?
Yes, almost every boy in the world goes through puberty, Xavier. It's 100% normal and nothing to be ashamed of. And yes, your dad went through it too. And so did your uncle and grandpa. So if you have questions or need advice, don't be shy about asking. They can be a big help.
Okay, So when does all this start?
Puberty for boys usually starts between the ages of 10 and 17 and lasts for a few years. Everyone is different though, Connor, and it doesn't matter when you start. Your body will decide when the time is right. Now, the changes I talked about don't happen overnight. Actually, they happen slowly over time. Some of the changes you can expect will happen to your private area. Your penis and your testicles will start to get bigger and longer, and you'll begin producing sperm, which is the male reproductive cell. Your testicles will start hanging lower, and you'll begin to grow pubic hair at the base of your penis. You'll also grow hair in a few other new places, like on your face, under your arms, on your legs, and sometimes on your chest. Your body shape will fill out and be more like a grown man. Your chest and shoulders will become broader. Your muscles will become more developed, and you'll grow taller and you may gain weight. Your voice may also start to crack as it becomes deeper. These changes mean you're becoming a man, which all leads up to you being physically able to father children someday. But remember, a baby is a big responsibility, and you're probably not ready for that yet.
I'm allowed to do so much more than I used to? How do I make good decisions and stay out of trouble?
First of all, congratulations, Danny. That's exciting you have more freedom. And from your question, you understand that also includes more responsibility. Remember, learning to make the right decisions for you is an important part of growing up. So when you're faced with a situation or problem you're not quite sure how to handle, try this. Think about all the different ways to handle it. Evaluate the solutions and predict what might happen. Act on the solution you think will have the best result and see what happens. That way, you'll learn if your solutions solve the problem in the right way.
I feel like the shortest guy in class. Some girls are even taller than me. Am I ever gonna get taller?
Yep, you will. Now, one thing that's helpful to keep in mind if you feel a little on the short side is that girls tend to mature faster than boys. You're definitely going to get taller, and you might even catch up to the girls in your class within a couple of years. Now, how tall you'll be when you're grown up is harder to predict, but a lot of it depends on your family. If your parents are tall, then chances are you'll be tall too. And if they're shorter, then you might be shorter too. Everyone is different though, and grows according to his or her own schedule. But in general, boys tend to grow in spurts that happen off and on until your late teens. Just keep reminding yourself that you're developing on your own schedule, which is perfectly normal.
My dad has a really deep voice. Will my voice change too?
Most likely. You see, Xavier, just like your pituitary gland and testosterone tell the other parts of your body to grow, they also tell your larynx or your voice box to grow. And when your larynx starts growing, it causes your voice to start to change and sound deeper. Sometimes it does something called cracking as it deepens, which can make you feel a little silly if it happens in the middle of a sentence. But it just means that your larynx is still growing. Eventually, your new voice will settle down and even out. Who knows? You may even start to sound like your dad.
Testing.
My parents are always nagging at me to take a shower every day. Why do I need to do that?
So you won't smell. Now, no offense, Danny, but another thing your body does during puberty is jumpstart your sweat glands. You see, we're all born with two kinds of sweat makers. The first kind is called eccrine glands, and they produce a clear, odorless perspiration that cools your body when it gets too hot. Even babies sweat like this because your eccrine glands start working as soon as you're born. The second type of sweat glands is called apocrine glands. These get switched on during the hormonal changes of puberty. And when the sweat they produce mixes with bacteria on your skin, it can cause body odor, also known as BO. A lot of apocrine glands are located under your arms, so this can be a really smelly area. So what's the best way to deal with BO? Take a shower or a bath every day, and be sure to use soap or body wash. Another way to help minimize BO and feel less stinky is to use a deodorant, or a deodorant with antiperspirant, to help keep body odor in check.
But what about my face? Am I gonna get pimples?
Well, that depends. You see, besides sweat, there's something else your body will start producing during puberty. It's called sebum. It's an oily substance that can cause acne, also called pimples. Acne is really common during puberty and can't always be prevented, even by washing all the time. The best way to help keep your skin clear is to wash your face twice a day with a gentle cleanser. And remember to use a moisturizer. And one more thing, sebum can make your hair look and feel greasy too. So be sure to shampoo regularly to keep your hair clean and healthy. And to keep it from being frizzy, try using a light conditioner and a wide tooth comb when your hair is wet. Washing it every day or every other day is best for most hair types.
But do I really have to brush my teeth twice a day?
Yes, actually you do. Brushing helps keep your teeth healthy and clean. And more importantly, it can keep you from having dragon breath. So remember, the best way to avoid dragon breath is to brush your teeth properly every morning and every night with a good toothpaste.
What about shaving? When do I start doing that?
That depends. Like everything else with puberty, hair growth varies from person to person. Most guys start growing some hair on their face at about 16, and you'll probably spot it on your upper lip or chin first. But keep in mind that it can happen sooner than that for you. And if your dad has a thick, dark beard, then chances are you will too. So when you think you're ready to start shaving, talk to your dad or an older brother and ask them to show you the ropes. Shaving can be a little bit tricky at first, so it's nice to practice with someone who's been doing it for a while. And be sure to have your own razor. That's definitely a safety must. Just remember, like anything else, you'll get better at shaving with practice. Plus, your beard will probably grow faster and thicker as you get older, so you may have to shave more often as an adult.
I can't believe I'm asking this, but sometimes my penis gets hard. What's that all about?
No need to be embarrassed. It's supposed to do that. When your penis gets hard, it's called an erection. Erections are 100% normal and happen when the blood vessels in your penis fill with blood. There are lots of causes for erections, even if you aren't thinking about girls or sexual things. Sometimes they can happen for no reason at all, which can be a little nerve-wracking depending on where you are. But don't worry too much if you get an erection in public. They aren't as noticeable as you think, and they usually go away fairly quickly.
Okay, but if erections happen for no reason, why am I getting them at all?
As embarrassing as they can seem right now, erections are an important part of the male reproductive system. One of the biggest changes your body goes through during puberty is that your testicles begin to produce sperm, which can fertilize a female's egg in order to make a baby.
But what about size? Does it matter how big my penis is?
Nope, not at all. Penises do vary in length and shape from person to person, but not as much as you may think. The size of your penis has absolutely nothing to do with how manly you are or whether you can become a father one day. So don't worry about it.
Sometimes I wake up and my pajama bottoms are sticky. Is that normal?
Some people call what you're describing a wet dream, or what your health teacher calls a nocturnal emission. Wet dreams happen when you ejaculate in your sleep. You won't know what's happening, and it's not always caused by dreaming about girls or sexual things. It just happens. Most boys will have wet dreams at one time or another, especially during puberty, so there's nothing to get upset about. Plus, you'll probably grow out of it as you get older.
I live with my mom. Do I have to talk to her about all this stuff?
Listen, it's really up to you. I know what's happening to your body can seem embarrassing, but it's a normal thing that every guy goes through. And of course, your mom doesn't know what it's like to go through everything you're experiencing, but she does understand why and how it happens. So if you feel comfortable talking to your mom about the changes you're seeing and feeling in your body, then great. She may actually surprise you with how cool she is about it. If you prefer not to talk to her, though, that's fine too. If it makes you more comfortable, then talk to a step-parent, your dad, an older brother, a friend's dad, or another adult you trust.
What can I do to stay healthy while my body goes through all these changes?
The 3 things you need to do during puberty are eat properly, exercise, and get plenty of rest. Select a healthy range of foods that will help you get all the vitamins and nutrients your body needs. And minimize junk food. Eat lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, proteins like meat, milk, eggs, and beans, and complex carbohydrates like whole wheat breads, pastas, and cereals. Another way to be healthy as you're growing into your new body is to exercise every day. Try going for a walk, riding your bike, or dancing to your favorite song. It will keep your body strong and healthy, and it's a lot of fun too. And most importantly, get plenty of sleep. About 8 to 9 hours every night. That way, your body has lots of energy for the next day.
What if I have more questions that come up? Who should I ask?
The best place to start is to talk to your mom, dad, or another adult you trust. It can be your aunt, a friend's mom, your grandmother, or an older sibling who's been there and done that. I know that asking questions about puberty may seem a little embarrassing at first, but don't be afraid. They've all been through puberty themselves. So when you have questions, don't wait. Start the conversation. Trust me, you'll feel better after you do. And you'll feel good knowing that the people you love and trust can be there to help.
With all this growing and developing going on, some boys may be uncomfortable with how their bodies are changing and how they look. If you have questions about puberty or are worried about the changes in your body, be sure to talk to your parent, doctor, or other adult you trust. Changing into a young man means a boy's voice cracks and eventually becomes deeper. Their penises grow longer and wider, and their testes get bigger. All of these changes mean that their bodies are developing as they should during puberty. We call different body parts by names. Here is an ear, a knee, and an ankle. These are public body parts because they are not always covered by clothing. Sometimes when people talk about private body parts, like the male and female reproductive anatomy and physiology, they use words and sayings such as "that thing down there" or "my privates," or slang as substitutes for what they really mean. This can be unclear and or confusing and make communicating hard. Using correct terms helps us to show respect, to be confident, and not to be ashamed about your body. When asking questions and discussing sensitive topics, communication is open and information clearly understood. We are all here because of two cells, a sperm cell and an egg cell. The sperm cell is produced by the male and the egg by the female. They are both very tiny. Boys and girls experience similar changes during puberty. There are also changes that are different. Some of these changes allow eggs to be released by a girl's body and sperm to be made in a boy's body. It is important to take care of your body. Good nutrition, exercise, and making sure harmful substances are not taken into the body are ways to protect these cells that could potentially become a living human being. Let's take a look at the male reproductive system. For boys, hormones travel through the blood and tell the testes, the two egg-shaped glands in the scrotum, the sac that hangs under the penis, to begin making testosterone and sperm. Testosterone is the hormone that causes most of the changes in a boy's body during puberty, and men need sperm to be able to reproduce or help create a baby someday. The combination of fluids and sperm produces a sticky, white, milky fluid called semen. It is common for males to be circumcised, and it is common for males not to be circumcised. Circumcision is an operation which removes the foreskin covering the tip of the penis. Parents often make the choice to circumcise or not to circumcise a boy based on religious beliefs, culture, family tradition, etc. Uncircumcised males can gently pull the flap of skin back and wash it when they shower or take a bath. This is the glans, or the head or tip of the penis. This is the passageway or hole where urine or pee and semen leave the body. The soft sac of wrinkly skin that covers, holds, and protects the testicles is called the scrotum. The scrotum helps the testicles stay at a temperature a little cooler than the regular body temperature. This helps with the production and storage of sperm cells. When it's cold, the scrotum becomes very wrinkled and brings the testicles closer to the body. When it's warm, the testicles hang lower and the surface of the scrotum is smooth. The scrotum is usually darker in color than the rest of the skin. Pubic hair can grow on the scrotum. The testicles are where sperm and testosterone are produced. Testosterone is the hormone that causes most of the changes in a boy's body during puberty. The epididymis is the tube where sperm are stored and mature. It is tightly coiled on top of and behind each testicle. The vas deferens is a long, narrow tube that carries sperm from each epididymis to the seminal vesicle. And the two seminal vesicles located near the bladder produce fluids in which sperm move and are nourished. The prostate gland produces additional fluid which nourishes the sperm. A narrow tube inside the penis that carries fluids, semen and urine, out of the body is the urethra. The bladder is where urine is stored. It is not part of the reproductive system, but urine leaves the body through the urethra, which is also how semen leaves the body. Urine and semen never leave a male's body at the same time. In addition to hygiene concerns already discussed, there is another concern specifically for boys to be addressed. Jock itch is a common infection of the groin and upper thighs that anyone can get, not just athletes. This infection is caused by a fungus which thrives in warm, moist areas. So, when the growing area gets sweaty and isn't dried properly, it provides a perfect environment for the fungi to grow. Jock itch usually stays around the creases in the upper thigh and does not involve the scrotum or penis. Some suggestions to prevent jock itch are: keep the groin area clean and dry. Wear loose-fitting underwear. Wash athletic supporters or cups often. Due to the location and fragile nature of the male reproductive organs, extra precautions should be taken to make sure this area of the body is protected. Participation in some sports and activities increase the chance that people will run into each other or get hit with an object. Many coaches or instructors recommend that boys wear athletic supporters, otherwise known as cups or jock straps, when they participate in contact sports to help protect the testicles and penis from injury. Compression shorts look like a spandex biker short and can provide support for many activities. Many of the changes girls and boys experience are similar, and some are different. Puberty doesn't happen overnight. Many of the changes will take several years to complete. Even if the body may be getting physically ready to have kids, that doesn't mean that girls or boys are emotionally or mentally ready to be parents. So what is normal? People are all a little different from each other, so it makes sense that they don't all develop in the same way. During puberty, everyone changes at his or her own pace. Maybe one friend is developing before another friend. Perhaps someone's voice has changed while others still sound like a kid. Or maybe there are girls still taller in one class, while there are boys who have to shave in another class. Everyone catches up eventually, and most differences between you and your friends will even out. You need to show respect to each other as these changes happen. Teasing and bullying do not show respect. Everyone changes at their own pace. Teasing about body parts changing and developing could be considered harassment, specifically sexual harassment. Boys can harass boys, girls can harass girls, as well as boys harassing girls and girls harassing boys. Don't be a part of this kind of behavior, and report it to an adult if you see it happening. Private body parts are private. No one should touch you where your swimming suit covers. If someone does or tries, or if you have been made to feel uncomfortable, you have the right to say no. Tell a trusted adult, even if you have been told not to tell. You can tell anyone, a teacher, nurse, doctor. Your body will develop in its own way. Knowing about these changes and having a trusted adult to ask questions of can help you have confidence in yourself. Be respectful of others as you see them change. Don't make fun of physical changes that you may see happening. It's not funny to make rude remarks or to kick, hit, or touch in inappropriate places. The golden rule that says to treat others the way you want to be treated is the best advice. Be careful of what you post on social media. Remember that what you post has no limits and cannot be taken back. Before we finish up, we need to talk about the vaccines that are required for junior high. There are 3 vaccines that are required in addition to the elementary vaccines. The Tdap, which stands for tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis. Meningitis, which is a serious infection that causes brain inflammation and can cause death. Varicella, or chickenpox. This is a 2-shot series. There is a recommended HPV vaccine that prevents 9 types of cancer. This is administered between the ages of 9 and 26 years. This is a 2 or 3 dose vaccine, depending on when the first dose is administered. If the HPV vaccine is given before 15 years of age, it is a 2-dose series. Given afterwards, it becomes a series of 3 shots. Talk to your doctor regarding these vaccinations. Thank you for viewing this maturation presentation today. There are many people who can answer any questions you may have after viewing this presentation. Remember to ask a trusted adult who can help you understand and give you correct information.